We have breaking news from Russia's war on Ukraine. This is video released 2 hours ago by the U.S. military. It shows a U.S. surveillance drone being downed by Russian fighter jets over the Black Sea. The video comes from the drone's cameras, and the recording gives us a real-time look at the first direct confrontation between the U.S. and Russia since Russian forces invaded Ukraine more than a year ago. Magda Gabrisalesa joins us from Washington on this story now. So Magda, good morning. Take us through what the video shows.
Well, the video appears to back up what U.S. officials say happened. So what we heard from U.S. officials is that there were 2 Russian jets that were around this drone and that fuel was dumped on this drone and that eventually a jet made contact with the drone and U.S. officials had to take it down in international waters. So this video shows one jet appearing to dump fuel on the drone, and then there's another go around and more fuel is dumped. You see the jet get close to the back end of the drone, and then the video cuts out. And when it comes back online, you can see the propeller of this drone and what appears to be at least one of the blades bent out of shape. So that is all that's been released at this point. But after that, we know that U.S. officials say they took the drone down in international waters. And so there's been a lot of talk, a lot of blame going on. U.S. officials blaming Russia, saying that it's being aggressive. As for whether this was an intentional act, take a listen to what this official had to say.
Was it intentional or not? Don't know yet. We know that the intercept was intentional. We know that the aggressive behavior was intentional. We also know it was very unprofessional and very unsafe. The actual contact of the fixed-wing Russian fighter with our UAV, the physical contact of those two, not sure yet. That remains to be seen.
So whether this was intentional or not, according to U.S. officials, that's still up in the air. But we do know that defense officials here in the U.S. were on the phone with their Russian counterparts yesterday. And on Russia's side, Russia is blaming the U.S. We know before this video was released, there were denials that there was any sort of contact between its jet and this drone. We heard from defense officials, Russian defense officials, blaming the U.S. for flying this drone close to Russia's border, specifically Crimea, which was annexed by Russia. And so there are a lot of people that are going to watch this closely because this is, as you said, the first time there's been a direct confrontation between the U.S. and Russia since the war on Ukraine.
Okay, Magda, thank you for this. Of course, we'll be watching for reaction to that video throughout the day. Magda Gabrisalesa for us in Washington this morning.